of my clients in the West, and I'm held accountable for that. And then if you scroll over, if I was the laboratory team lead across all of her clients, she's at 97%. So that means that our integration architect and our EL presented these checks at change control. The client said, you're right, that's great, thank you, I approve it. We'll do it in certification, we'll get it passed, validated, and then we'll move it into production. We are inundated with these emails. These come every Monday morning. The leadership of AMS is constantly looking at this, and we're constantly trying to prevent issues come in to AMS. And this is the value, because if you don't have AMS, no one's really looking at,
I can keep going.
yeah, no one's really looking at the system holistically. So that's part of the value of AMS. We also have something called flashes, and tell me when I have a few minutes left, so I don't want to take up too much time. We also have something called flashes, and I will tell you, being at Riddle as the integration architect, this is one of the biggest values of having AMS. So if you don't have AMS, what happens is our flashes come out, which is similar to your critical clinical checks, I think a little different, because we have a lot of flashes. And what the flash review is, if you don't have AMS, the email gets sent to someone at the client site, and it's their job to look at these flashes, see if they're impacted, test the recommended either change, try to get the code to fix it. It's a lot of work. And most clients just hit delete. Okay, so what we do is we take the flashes. We have a team in Bangalore who looks at all of our flashes for the week, and they say for all of our AMS clients, you're of these 30 clients, you're on this code level, you're using this solution, pharmacy, and we think you're impacted. And so if they think they're impacted, they're not going to go test it. If they think our clients are impacted, they will log tickets into the integration architect's queue for that client, so Children's LA, and they will say, it looks like you have a potential impact. The IA will go and test it. If they actually cannot know for sure if their workflow is impacting this, they will go work with their counterpart at the client site, and then we will address it at change control if it needs additional code or if it's a preference change or a tweak. I will tell you that that part of AMS is a huge benefit to our clients. And the application monitoring, we have a team that monitors. In our world, the biggest hang up for our clients is faxing and printing and interfaces. So we were constantly monitoring these. Now again, I'll say 90% of the time we'll get it right. So what I like to say is on 4th of July, you don't have to babysit your fax servers. We have someone who's watching the system. And now interfaces are a little bit tricky because we can monitor outbound, but we don't know when to expect inbound. So proactive services, again, is a little bit, we are constantly looking how to proactively monitor the system. How can we make it better? And then the last part of AMS is advancing the system. We're constantly saying, for your physician population, we have worked out a workflow to make it easier on them. For your unit clerks, there's less clicks. So we're constantly bringing this to the client, putting it in their face and saying, this is how you can run Millennium better. Okay, so I just want to leave a minute for questions. I'm sure there's one or two.
So let me just tell the folks on the phone too, but I have a question to start you off. So essentially, and confirm this if it's true, your AMS teams are basically application IT experts for our clients. So you'll all, in addition to all of the advance and prevent, you'll be the first line before client support at addressing support-related incidents.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So I always say we're kind of like the matchmaker and the marriage counselor. So we are constantly coordinating and working with Tier 3, working with Tier 4, working with Tier 1 working with remote hosting and working with the IRC. It's a really important kind of part of the job. The EL, which is, again, this is going to be a very different mindset, is constantly looking at who we need to integrate. So did your client upgrade to 4.3 2 weeks ago and they just saw this issue yesterday? That happens all the time in Millennium, because the first week is quiet. The second week is kind of quiet, and then the issues start coming in. So we are constantly working with Tier 3. We will be partners in this, because there's going to be a lot of times that our experts really don't know what it is, and we're going to look to you, and we're going to log tickets through EBTS until we're all on remedy, to engage you to help work an issue. Hopefully, we don't have to bother you too much, if we're really good, but I promise you we will have to bother you some. We will also have to bother the IRC, because we're not going to be a 24/7 operation to start. That's a good kind of point to know now. We will be on call. AMS in Kansas City started as a 8 to 5 shop. Now they're 24/7. Eventually, I hope that this will grow and it will be a domino effect, but I don't know that yet, and we don't have funding for a 24/7 shift.
So with that, think about in the room whether or not you have questions, and for the folks on the phone, so that you know what you need to do, if you want to unmute for a question for Michelle, you have to press #6 to unmute your line, because we've muted everyone. So are there any questions in the room for Michelle?
Hi. Do we have any soaring clients who have signed up for AMS yet?
Good
Do
question.
you want to repeat it for those?
Do we have any soaring clients that have signed a contract yet? We have 2 potential clients. We're hoping one of them's going to sign this week. If not this week, it will go to the board in September. So we're gearing up. We're interviewing now applicants, and it's been, I think, a lot of people from the ACE organization have applied, some from the help desk, and we're building this team now, and hopefully we'll have a 90-day transition once the first client signs.
Any other questions in the room? How about from the phone? Does anyone on the phone have any questions?
Okay. Oh, go ahead, sure.
How do you solicit for additional clients that might be interested?
That's a good question. So how do we solicit for more clients? So I'll tell you, with AMS and traditional Cerner, it's been almost like a domino effect, because I think all of our clients, so let me give you an example. Children's LA is our oldest AMS client. It's a very big organization in Los Angeles, a children's hospital. And when they went live, they were new to AMS. So it was a completely different way of supporting their hospital. Children's Orange County is also a very big Cerner client. They were doing their own support and struggling with it. And so they're on kind of their own Cerner forums, and they had heard that Children's LA had gone AMS. Well, they didn't want to kind of miss the greatest and latest. So I think what's going to happen with your clients is that they will hear that this is something new, something different, and kind of want to jump on the bandwagon. It's not for everyone, because some of your clients have very strong support teams, so they don't want to give that up. UHS is a very good example. They knew they were doing this for 3 years, and the CIO, which I respect, promised his staff they would not have layoffs after 25 hospital go live. They had been on the road for 3 years, and I really will tell you, they worked like dogs. And then he assured them, you will have your job. We're not going to hire these third-party consultants. We're not going to stay with AMS. They really liked us, and I was a little disappointed, because this was really in my backyard. But he really did want to keep AMS. It just didn't make sense because of the promise he had made to his staff, and I respected that. So to answer your question, it's just everybody hears what the other hospital is doing, and they want to jump on board. So this is new and different for Siemens clients, and I think it will be the same kind of mentality.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, last question, because we really have to move.
All right, forget it. I'll keep it.
No, go ahead.
I just have a quick question. Since our conferences are combined this year, is there going to be a special session dedicated to the Siemens/Cerner clients to try to market this?
Are you talking about Cerner Health
Yes,
Conference?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm almost positive. I know that I was just asked to go to Cerner Health Conference. I always get confused between CHC and, so I'm sure there will be. So to answer your question, yeah. I mean, I think it's a different model, and I think there's a lot of question about what's the difference between AMS and ACE.
Mhm.
And so we have a quick fact sheet I can send to Ruth and Pam if you want to see the difference, because that's the question that our clients are going to have, and probably everyone else here has. Okay, well, thank you. I look forward to working with you, and I'm here, so if you need me or have any questions, let Ruth and Pam know.
Thank you.
Thank you.